Hi there, thanks for joining us again. I am Doug Samples, and this is my friend Kimberly Campbell, who is the director of our Renew Counseling Center here at Southern Nazarene University. Now that I have concluded the series on 10 decisions for a great attitude, I need to sort of kind of take a step back and acknowledge that it's not always easy for people to just flip a switch and have a great attitude. So that's where I need your help, and that's why we're a good team. That's hard for some people.
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
Yes, I think you're exactly right. I think for some people it is very difficult just to flip a switch. And that is because there can be things that are going on neurologically for individuals that make it very difficult. And sometimes that very attitude can make things even more difficult if they're not able just to flip a switch. So I think one of the things that helps me is to think about our emotions and our feelings as two very different things. I don't know.
Say that again.
Okay, so our emotions and our feelings are two very different things.
Okay.
I don't know, did you see the movie Inside Out?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a great example of kind of what is happening for us neurologically. So emotions are automatic. They are stored in our brains, and they are they come as a result of memories we've had. They come as a result of chemicals in our brain.
Or lack of chemicals.
Or lack of chemicals in our brain, yep. And so there are lots of reasons why people have emotions. It could be that a particular event that just happened will trigger something that's happened a long time ago, and I will have an automatic emotion. Or if I have a chemical deficiency, then I might wake up and have an emotion that makes it difficult for me to get out of bed. Or, it could be debilitating anxiety, it could be debilitating depression. Feelings are different in that feelings can be chosen. So there is a way in which some of what you've talked about already on your videos, there's some real truth to this. Like we need, how do we choose that we want certain things in our life? Yeah. If we want to be positive, I'm not naturally a positive person. No, I'm not. So I have to really work at that.
You look like you are.
I'm not. I have to choose every day that I'm going to have a positive attitude about certain things. So I think people can choose how they want to feel about things. But emotions are different, and they are complicated. I think if there's not major trauma, if there's not major things going on neurologically, for the most of us, or many of us, I shouldn't say most, but many of us can negotiate our emotions through our feelings. But for others, I think that is very difficult. Very hard. Yeah.
So, way back in the very first video that I did, the first decision is to decide to choose your own attitudes. And my own therapist has told me, Doug, most people don't know how to do that.
Right.
So, unpack that some for me.
Well, I do think that that's not something that we're accustomed to doing. I think, it is really important for individuals. I think we lead very busy lives, and we have to be mindful. And I think mindfulness actually is a really good thing to really sit and think, what do I want my overall life to look like? Then what do I want this month to look like? Maybe what I want this day to look like, and to be really intentional about that, because our emotions can take over our feelings.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I hear 12-step program in there. Sometimes it's a matter of choosing to be sober a day at a time, an hour at a time. And so it's the same kind of thing with our emotions?
Yeah, I think that's really true.
Okay. Well, there's a lot more that I want to unpack with you there. And so can we do this again next week?
Yes.
After we do a whole bunch of other things. We want to help find some steps to get to a better place where I can differentiate between emotions and feelings, and how all of that sorts out and how we make those decisions, right? Okay. I just want to take one more moment, if I could, to say thank you again for allowing me to have some space in your busy schedule. The reason SNU asked me to be the chaplain for our PGS community is because of our desire to minister to the whole person, not just your academic life. You are not just a student ID number at SNU. And so I want to be the face, the representation of a school that cares about you. And that's where Kimberly comes in as a part of that team that I want to encourage you. She's going to help you. We're going to talk more next week about how to get information about the Renew Counseling Center. So that's coming next week. So thanks so much. Have a great week. You're in my prayers.